You never say 5.
Oh. Look at this guy. Oh man, Hollis just ran in. Glad you made it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Man, you almost missed the deadline.
So much sweat. God dang.
Well, if there's one thing you are, it's on time.
Said no one ever, right? Like said no one ever.
All right, welcome to Bad Publicity. I am Jameson. You are joined by Corey, and we have Hollis for Influence Echo.
I would like to be known as Hollis Meek Mill Echo. Thank you.
We don't have time to get into why, but all right, maybe next time. What's going on, guys? Any banter? Banter off the top. What's going on? Are you guys excited to talk about Scion?
To catch up with old Earth Scion?
Scion?
So,
I'm excited.
So first I just want to throw in that viewers may notice that we've kind of jumped order a little bit on some of our episodes. We decided just to jump and do the new hotness and then kind of backpedal and catch some of the things because, guys, Terminal Directive has taken forever.
Yeah,
so there's been lots of cards that's come out since then, and so we just wanted to jump on that before we go back and polish that off. So you're not listening to these out of order. This is actually recorded in the order. It's just we're just catching up.
Yeah. So that being said, let's if we peek into the future right now, if you are listening in order, if you went and picked
the future Conan,
yeah, let's get down to a card that we kind of chatted up a little bit because we were excited for it. I was excited for it.
I think we all were. I think I know what card you're talking about.
What's Ag Infusion?
Yeah. No,
Standoff. This is Standoff. This is the 0-pointer Wayland Agenda. This is the card that leaves you scratching your head and wondering how the heck they can take a card that was so cool and with a wave of a magic wand, I don't even know if it's poop.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's still an O2, so it's still got some uses. It's just weird now.
It's so strange.
It's
because you can trash each other's stuff.
Yeah. Hey, high five to people who did the wording on this card.
High five to everybody who talked about this before and built it up for me.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, like, so when they had, if you recall, Worlds 2016, right? They had, like, a Wayland deck available that you could play against, sort of like this promotional sort of deal, so you can check out the cards before they were released. Now, I would imagine, or I don't know, but I would imagine Standoff was similar to what it is right now. And I would imagine also that when they played Standoff, it was not played in the way it's currently ruled. Mm-hmm. Like, because I think that would have been a really big deal. I think that would have been a very big deal to talk about.
Was it in those decks?
Yes. It 100% was in those decks.
Yeah, because it was spoiled in, like, the Reddit thread and everything like that from Worlds.
Yeah.
So I think what it goes in is it's been again it's a unofficial FAQ, so there is a chance that, like, officially it could get adjusted or changed.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
What I think's going on is they're just wording it literally, like, just very literal. Like, hey, that's what the card says, what the card does. Yeah. And there you go. And now you have Standoff.
And now you have Standoff.
So, it is what it is.
So, my fellow comrades,
Yeah.
currently, where it stands right now is the fourth best corporation card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Would we so care to make an adjustment here?
Yes. I think it needs
Yep.
to shift down quite a bit.
Oh, really? Not up? The chaos doesn't make it better?
No, it doesn't. This does not. Negative.
Hollis, how far down the party slide is this going? Chutes and ladders, man. Chutes and ladders.
I mean, oh, man,
Snakes and ladders, maybe.
I'd bring it to.
Its fate is in your hands, Hollis.
Bad.
Taking all of the bad? I don't know if it goes that far.
You realize at this point I have to like give it the rating that I think it will be adjusted based on your rating.
Yeah.
I definitely put it below average. 100% below average.
I'm cool with that.
I'm not.
My
Come
issue
on,
is
it's
that,
still
like-
a 2-0.
But like my
Yeah.
issue is like the runner choosing the card you trash.
I think
Like that seems so bad.
so. Like I feel like it'll go towards the bottom of average or the top of below average. It's still a 2-0, but now it's a 2-0 that's probably only going to be played in Jameson, and it doesn't have the flexibility to be played. I don't feel like it's going to get played as much outside of that ID.
I think that I think the ruling really made it a very, very interesting card. Before it was pretty much the way that we were in like breaking it down, right? It's score the 2-0. Hey, runner, are you going to trash something? And they didn't want to destroy their board, so they're like, no, and you gain $5.
And drew a card.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that? Yes.
Yeah. So now it's like, hey, I scored Standoff, and then the runner's like, sweet, I'm gonna trash this piece of ice in front of HQ, and then you're just like, oh, okay, well then I'm gonna trash this runner, and then the runner's like, oh, SatCon, all right, I'm done, siphon.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
but the way that it's ruled now, it's a little more back and forth, right? Like it's if the runner goes and trashes something on the corporation side, and then it's the corp's turn. Are you really going to pass after you just got like slapped in the face? Or no, I think now you want to trash something on their side.
Sweet. And then the runner can then come back and trash something else. So it's kind of like you're just helping do the APOC for the runner.
Yeah, right.
So let me go ahead and score this O2, which is getting me no points now.
It's
and
a
go
total
ahead and let you destroy something on my board.
It's a total board resetter.
Yeah. Yeah. Feels bad.
But
Feels like you don't get enough out of that.
so, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, I know board state is really, really going to matter here. But Hollis, if I scored this against you, are you just going to pass as the runner, or are you gonna trash at least one thing?
Well, I mean, I can trash one of your cards, right?
Yeah.
Like, here's what sucks. If you play that turn 1, like, there's really nothing neither of us can trash, so you just gain the benefit, right?
Right. But that's like if you do nothing, you have no defense, right?
Right.
So, sure. But then you're completely wide open to whatever the runner does on their turn.
Yeah. And
So,
like
so if you install just a little bit and then fast score it to get it out, well, then you've given the runner the ability to open up one of your servers because you're probably not double iced in a lot of places. Or what if you put some assets down? What if you threw a Jackson down and you haven't fired it yet? I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of things you can have on the board that can be very tempting for the runner to risk it. So it's...
I still like this card, but I don't like it in competitive play. I think this is a really fun card.
Sure. I can give it it's a fun card.
Yeah, okay. But that being said, like this is throwing sheets to the wind here. This is introducing a lot of chaos and stuff that's out of your control, and you really don't want that in a competitive card game. You really don't want to see that if you're sliding into making the cut and having to score standoffs. But that being said, I don't think if we're looking at it from a competitive world, I think it's just average right now.
If it stays an average, I think it goes to the bottom.
If you can give me average, I can give you the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it on the bottom. It better be on the bottom.
Put it on the board.
It better be on the bottom.
People got off that hype train real fast.
Yep.
And walked over and they were like, oh man.
Oh, this is what this does? Okay, well.
All right, that settles it. Any other adjustments you guys think or you've been thinking about?
I think that's really the only one that kind of had like the rolling that really made it confusing.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to dive in to the Scions of the Earth.
I don't know if I should disclose this information, but if I sound a little funny, I have a cut on the front of my tongue, so that's probably why I'm having trouble saying Earth's Scion.
I thought it was just because you're Canadian.
No, that's why. It has nothing to do with that.
Sure, man. It's cool.
No. Buddy.
Yeah. Anyway. Are you ready?
Oh.
Oh, come on. Come on. Nobody wants to know.
Earth's Scion.
All right. So here we go. We're gonna dive right in. So we're gonna start off with some sweet Anarch cards, and Hollis I think are muted. So we're gonna start with Berserker. Berserker.
My love for you is ticking the clock.
Berserker.
Second line omitted. Family show.
So program Icebreaker, Fractor, install 4, Mem 1, Strength 2, and Floats 3. Whenever you encounter a barrier, Berserker has +1 Strength 3 subroutine on that barrier. For 2 credits, break up to 2 barrier subroutines.
Well.
Yep. So, hey, it gets through an Eli for 2 credits.
Yeah, but... okay. Like...
I mean, it has to pay 4 for a spider web. 2 credits for an ice wall. But then you start getting into the bigger ones that can then be problems. Like, what's that Jinteki one now that's been all the rage?
Wall of Thorns?
No.
No.
Snowflake?
Yeah.
It's the 4-1.
Well, yeah, Kagua, or Kagugo. It's 2 credits. But no, if we start going into the bigger barriers, I mean, let's say, for example, like it doesn't get you through like a firewall or something like that. You know, something that's like a single sub, real big. It gets shut down by stuff like that. It doesn't have a bump, so then you have to work on stuff to reduce strength and everything.
It's kind of below average to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not it's. I think when you're playing in faction where you have things like paperclip, it's hard to then want to pick something that's fixed. When you have for the same install cost, you could just get paperclip.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of below average.
This card would need to be way... Well, no, not at all. I was just going to add in, this card would need to cost way less, given the fact that it is so limited, to be worth including over Corroder or Paperclip. You know, like, both those are in faction, and they're very good, And I'm like, why would you even, like, out of all their great options, like, for this to be reasonable, this would need to be like, you know what would like sell this to me, as silly as it is, if this card had 0 memory. Or something ridiculous. Like, either like a 1 cost to install or 0 memory. You'd be like, what? No memory for a barrier breaker? And it's like, yeah, but look how limited this is. Compared.
Interesting play.
Okay.
Interesting thoughts, Hollis.
Yeah, look at that. Deep thoughts.
Yeah.
Eh.
You ever thrown a resume out to game design at FFG?
FFG? I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we ready? Ready?
Yeah. Perseph.
All right. For Persephone. So Persephone here is a program, Icebreaker Killer. Install 5, Mem 2, Strength 1, Influence 3. For 2 credits, Hollis's favorite cost, break a Sentry subroutine. And then for 1 credit, +1 Strength. But wait, whenever you pass a Sentry, you may trash the top card of the stack to trash 1 card from the top of R&D for each subroutine on that Sentry that resolved. Did you get all that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty convoluted, huh?
Yeah. So let's think of a situation, right? Let's say you had like a Kamainu. And then you let like 4 of the subroutines fire on you. Okay, you took a bunch of net damage. You're playing Anarch. You probably drew like an I've had worse, something like that. Whatever. It's hypotheticals. So then you let 4 subs pass. You can then trash the top card of your stack to then mill off R&D 4 times. That's pretty much what it's saying.
But, yeah. Yep.
So there is some interesting in the fact that it could be a Sentry Breaker that if you don't need to break the subroutine, it has a secondary effect you can trigger to mill cards. It is 5 cost 2 MU, which is pretty hefty in Anarch.
Yeah. But the thing is, I always feel like out of all the subroutines, Sentry ones are the kind of ones you want, other than an end the run. Sentries are the ones you kind of want broken because they're doing bad shit to you.
Hey man, you hit those swordsmen, you don't have any AI installed, you're just like, go ahead, trash an AI, mill a card.
Oh jeez.
Yeah,
I do like the fact that they're
bad.
putting a little spin on it to make it a little juicier, to make it worth the five cost, the 2 MU, the pricing, the starting strength.
I mean, if you're going like a heavy mill strategy, I guess. I mean, it's an alternative.
Yeah.
It's something to think about. I don't feel like it's super effective or all that great, but it's something that could probably help facilitate that strategy if you want to go with more like high risk.
Persephone, the pup slayer, according to
There you go. There you go. Get them 2 mils off those pups. Yeah.
2 mils in a
So.
card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kills this is like, I kind of wish it was in reverse. It trashed a card based on every subroutine you broke. Because it's not super efficient, but it's fine.
Yeah, but
And you would still have to
it's an
detriment.
Anarch, man. It's got to be crazy, man.
Yeah. I think if it
crazy.
I think if it did also have a broke, it'd be way too good though.
Yeah.
Like there does need to be like you do have to be losing stuff for the mills. So I think what the thought process is like you're getting hit with a subroutine and you're trashing off the top of your stack in order just to mill from the corp. But you could set up situations where you can mill, a couple cards at a time. Plus, if you're firing this off, other run effects and abilities, it's also trashing and milling cards. Like you could orchestrate some pretty.
Would you throw this into noise to give you that extra hyper extended mill?
I don't think so. I don't.
Neither
think
do
so.
I, because I don't think
No.
you have room for it in the memory slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
I'll put it right back with its other brother, the bottom of below average.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm cool with that.
You were thinking there like you had that look on your face like it should be lower though.
No. Like
I mean, I think
bottom of 11 is fine.
yeah, I think if you focus the deck around it, you could probably make some like casual, okay, play decks. Or maybe there's someone who found something crazy to do with.
All right.
I just can't think of a scenario where letting like Sentry subroutines fire is ever good. Because like most of them are trying.
That's what I was saying, man. Yeah.
just let both swordsman subs fire. You got it.
Jeez.
I'll take the one net. Nailed it. All right, we ready? Ready to keep trucking?
Yep.
The old Rubicon switch.
Oh man, it's like a 6 for a 9.
Yeah. Hardware, install 3, influence 3. X credits and a click. Derez a piece of ice res this turn. X is the printed res cost. Use this ability once per turn. Pretty sweet. They're great with Los. But more ways that they're in Derez ice. If you're making money. Yeah.
So, yeah, this seems really annoying. Like,
Yeah.
like for example, I want to say the immediate issue is that like it's going to cause an issue where like you run out of credits as the runner, because the nature of this card is it's going to be expensive. You're going to pay direct money based on res cost to de-res the card, but then you flip that on its head by going, okay, well, if both the corp and the runner are poor, who's more advantaged? And then when they do res again, Los is giving you money back.
Yes.
So this seems like a very unique solid. Like it seems like an ultimate denial deck almost.
Yeah, and let's say you're putting stuff in play that's making the corp pay more than you're paying the D-Res. Like if you're using stuff like Rooks or something like that just to increase the res cost of ice. This becomes super obnoxious because also it's hardware. It's not trashing itself to fire. Hey man, I'm kicking old school.
Yeah.
Cortez chip. Anyway, or whatever it is. But anyway, but yeah, so it's staying in play. So it's an ability that now the corp has to think about, like, oh, well, if the runner's sitting on a bunch of money and I res this, they can just then spend their turn and just be like, I'm going to spend a click, pay the credits, de-res it. Do you want to pay and res it again? And this could get real obnoxious if you're playing with ice and stuff that has, like, agenda sack costs.
But are you talking about like a 3-turn play?
What, just like running causing them res and then spend a click and de-res it?
Yeah, because it has to be res this turn, right?
Yeah.
So you have to. You're gonna have to make that initial run. Res.
What if you forge activation order or something, and then they res it, and then you're just like, oh cool, I'll spend a click, pay this, de-res it. If you need to. I mean, especially if you forge, they have enough to pay for it, to keep it, but they don't have enough to do it again. Like, there's some interesting scenarios that you can orchestrate with that seems could be pretty disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, criminals should be back to where they were in the money sense, right? So we should have some cash.
Yeah.
But I find it just very, I don't know, man. Again, it's just very lackluster. And I find the best consoles.
Well, it's not a console; it's just hardware.
Okay, well, yeah. I find the best pieces of hardware and the best consoles and things like that let you do things multiple turns, right? Like this is specifically saying only once per turn.
Well, I think that's so the core player doesn't go crazy. But I mean, also the fact that it is something that has to be res during the same turn, and then you spend a click to do it. So it can be a little click intensive, but the denial aspect of it seems pretty strong. I feel like there could be some really good moments where, I mean, again, it also makes the corp have to think about, especially if they're playing with some like middle of the road pieces of ice. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be something like super big or anything like really small, but like those pieces of ice that are like 4 and 5 credits. You can get into a little tug of war with the runner where they're just like, yeah, I'll de-res that after you do it and flip it back down.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I really don't know, man. I'm not.
I mean,
I'm not feeling this style, right? I think there's enough.
I mean, for
T-res
me,
stuff.
I think this card either rates like top of average or bottom of below average. I think it's true. I think it's good. I think
I
in a
was thinking
Lois, like
because
Val
I was
deck,
really on the fence. I was thinking average with it.
so I mean, I think it can be powerful. The fact that plays around with that theme. I mean, granted, it's unique, so you're probably not. I don't know if you'd play like with a 3 of it, but having it in play, it's impactful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a reoccurring, and I mean reoccurring as in like once per turn, and not like a use and burn like an event. But to have something that can just de-res ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hollis, what's your thoughts on this?
Because I feel like this opens a doorway for for Los, especially, and like it may even have its own like unique meta deck. I sit it firmly in average because it's really hard to make a judgment call without seeing how people put the pieces together. I know that sounds like a really like lame blanket statement to give, but I feel like there's a lot of cards you can look at in Netrunner and go, oh, if a lot of things line up to where there's a theme around this and it works really well, then it's worth playing, right? I feel like this de-res concept they have, I know rotation's happening, but when we include all cards available, we include Maxwell James, we include Emergency Shutdown, we include the benefits of Los and other cards that de-res, Exploit even. It's like, man, this could get disgusting, where you're just invalidating so much ice.
Mm-hmm.
And like making the runner just like a very like pretty decent amount of like corp denial, like credit denial.
Cool. So it looks like it's going to hit average. So where at an average do you guys want to place it?
I can put it underneath both IDs.
Fine with that. Cool.
All right, hit it up next.
All right, here we go. Keep it moving. Is this pronounced like Ineas?
Oh,
Informant?
skip that one.
What?
No, never mind. I was highlighting
Okay.
the wrong one.
Okay. So this is a resource connection, install 0, influence 1. Whenever you access a card with a trash cost not in archives and do not trash it, you may reveal it and gain 1 credit. Yep. Pretty cool. Free connection that makes you money. You hit those asset decks and you have something you can just set and you can just click. If you get like 2, it's like a click for 2 credits or click for 3 credits. You have something that fires mid-run, makes some money off the informants. It's pretty neat. I've seen some. I think it was like there was a Haley deck that was playing around with these. I think I see some other decks who try to play with these instead of Temujins or like a combination of, because they're only 1 influence. So
I
pretty cool.
I like the fact that they're trying to introduce new economy here. Switch it up a bit to give you options like that. But I'm not 100% impressed with this one. I mean, very low on the above average scale for me.
Gotcha. I mean, I think it's. I can still kind of feel it's kind of in the above average, but I would put it kind of high on the above average. To me, it kind of pushes to the top of the above average column. Hollis.
Yeah,
Well, I think as long as the meta very heavily depends on there's a lot of Moons decks. I feel like Anus Informant gets a lot better, right? Because
the old Anus Informant.
Anus, I mean Anus, I don't know, Anus, I don't know, but when Moons is when you have horizontal decks, Anus is it helps you in that kind of meta. Where you have the prison decks or the horizontal decks where you can just say, I run, let me take a look. Okay, I gained 2 credits or 3 credits and I may leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone this time. It's just nice. It's just...
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
I guess the
One
rest
of
of the stuff
thing
balances
is
it
I
out
feel like
a bit,
it does need to get. I mean, I feel like you need to find multiples of this
Yeah.
for it really starts paying off.
Yeah.
Yeah, to stack it, but I like the fact that you can. It's a connection. There's ways to dig that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So where would you place it, Hollis? Where's your soul?
What
I'll put it
One
above
influence is nice to export this out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would place this above the bar, above average.
Cool. Well, there you go.
So that's
Probably on the higher end of above average. Actually.
okay.
Like the top of above average.
Wait,
I
what's
think it's
there
better.
already?
I think it's better than System Seizure.
All right, you got me. I mean, there's only 4 in there, so
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Rosetta 2.0.
Rosetta Stone.
Resource virtual. Install 3. Influence 4. Click. Remove an installed program from the game. Search your stack for a non-virus program. Shuffle your stack, then install that program, lowering the install cost by the cost of the program removed from the game. What's your initial reactions? Criminal card, by the way. So
What?
it's criminal. Yeah, it's a criminal program search and cost reduction.
But special order doesn't rotate. Help.
So special order is you're spending a click to play it.
Okay.
You go fetch the program, show it, and put it in your hand, and then you're spending another click to install it. And you're still paying full price, plus you paid $1 for that special order.
But this card is spend a click and money to install another program, and then remove it. Then spend a click to
Remove it from the game, search your stack, and then install another program, making it cheaper for the cost of the program you're stacking.
You know what?
Hey, chat. What do you think, chat?
I
can't wait to hear what the chat
I think I
thinks.
like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you use it on things like cash, right? You drop cash, make all the money, and then sack the cash and install the breaker you need for 1 less credit. That seems good, right?
It's
Sure.
I mean, hell, even if you're just trying to hurry up and find rigs, like your stable breakers, and you're playing with, like, breaking and entry that are free, you just throw the breaker out to then trigger the go search what you actually need off of Rosetta 2.0, instead of having to dig through your whole deck trying to find the breaker, which is sometimes what criminals need to do. If they don't get the special order, or they're sitting there playing the dig game, and Rosetta gives them a way for them to go and grab what they want and also reduce it. But also, it's a virtual resource. Keep that in mind.
Oh wow, Apex. Go crazy with your 4 influence there, Mr. Apex. Try and fit that into one of those decks.
Hey, they go get their endless hunger.
Hey, yeah.
They got it.
I like this card, but you know what? I'm not feeling it in criminal. I would love to have a little more flexibility on the influence to play this in Shaper.
Shaper's already got so much like tutor and like they got SMC.
Yeah, but there's options out there for breakers and Shaper in this mutating rig that this is really playing into, where you can have 2 code gate breakers that are different. You're not playing one breaker, or not necessarily code gates, right? But one type of breaker that is, different. You're not playing 2 of the same. You're not playing 2 Gordian blades. Maybe you're playing, maybe you're able to do something like, the Cyber Cipher and the Torch, right?
Sure.
When you need it, or when mid to late game comes and more stuff is set up, you just exchange and still get the base value out of it. I don't feel that Criminal really needs to do that.
Well, I think the idea is that, I mean, you're getting something that can be a program tutor option in Criminal, which doesn't normally have these. Like, Special Order has kind of been its only way to do it. And also, Special Order has done the thing, like, it's not fast. There's no, like, cost reduction. And so this gives you a way that you can have it out, and then as you see what you need, you can go in and replace it. And it's a resource. So.
True. But I guess
if only there was like a way criminals had to install this resource for free.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
career fair. But see now you're talking about a combo that is like, how convoluted do you need to be? Like the more that we talk about this card, the more that I feel like you're losing that tempo speed boost that Criminal's supposed to be doing, because you're like, oh, I'm going to play this with Career Fair. So now I have to have Career Fair and Rosetta Stone. Now I have to have a program installed. Now I have to have Rosetta installed because it's a resource. And this costs me a click to do all that hoopla.
But I don't think this is for Rush. Like, a lot of the problems I see when I watch criminals play is they can have like a pretty good early game. It's just sometimes their late game, their mid to late game can falter because they run out of tempo, they run out of momentum, or they get stalled out by something the Corp does. And I think Rosetta can help them out with it. It can allow them to get that tool, that key they need to pick that lock and get in. It gives them away, and it also, because it can be a money reducer, it can help a little bit with the economy. Like, I just think it's like a nice alternative for Criminal to use in like the mid to late game. I don't think it's like phenomenal, oh my god, it's the best card, but I think it's a very interesting card for that faction in that color pie, if you will.
What about compared to? I guess I'm looking it up now, just trying to get a visual on if maybe how I feel. Maybe I'm losing respect for it in Shaper because I'm thinking about Scavenge now.
Yeah, but you're also comparing this in a faction that has like the best recursion and tutor cards in the game.
Yeah, but I feel I'm comparing it in a faction that I feel like can do a flexible rig. I'm not feeling that Criminal is a kind of faction that I'm going to put stuff out. Like, the only time I've rotated through a Criminal breaker is when I'm playing Fairy.
Sure.
You know, so if you have your backup Sentry Breaker, and then you're playing the game and you realize, oh crap, I don't need that anymore because the guy's, you know, not playing sentries, or something happens, or sentries aren't located where I need to be. Now you can get rid of that and just rely on your fairies and use that value to get a different program out.
But let's say you're in a situation where, like, I have my barrier, my sentry, and my code gate, and then you steal an agenda. The Corp Hunter Seekers and destroys your barrier breaker. Well, you have a choice of, you can trade one of your other breakers if you don't necessarily need one to cycle out and get your barrier back because you've obviously been using it to get in. Or let's say you don't have the barrier breaker in hand, but you have another copy of the sentry breaker or this code gate breaker. You can just play it and then spin the Rosetta to then remove it. And you're not losing any money because the money you've already invested in that duplication of the breaker, you're able to use as a reduction and go tutor for the one you actually need to replace your lost breaker.
I will give you the fact that I feel that it is the age of multiple breakers with Hunter Seeker, with Scorp. So more stuff is targeted. And the Corp is in a better place to bust your rig up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if Rosetta is the answer.
Cool. So where would you place it?
I think it's just average right now.
Okay. So me personally, I would probably put it on like the top of average, bottom of above average. Because I think like in Criminal, it does something that's really cool.
What about, is it better than Rubicon?
I don't think it's better than Rubicon.
Is it better than... I'll tuck it under Rubicon then.
Okay.
As long as it's staying in the place where I feel it is, I'm okay. I ain't gonna fight you on that. Unless Hollis has some swing. I don't know. You're...
Well, no, like, the point I made in chat was, like, number one, what's the likelihood of me using a program in Criminal that is not an icebreaker? That's the first consideration I would have for how I rate the card. Two would be, what's the likelihood of any of my existing icebreakers being trashed, or the other program even being trashed, and it would result in me needing to trade something out? And then number three would be, on average, like, would I need to find my icebreaker, or do I need to find a different program not an icebreaker? Which stems out of question number one. So if I have programs in my deck, as an example, I'll go with Sneak Door Beta, right?
Correct.
If I have Sneak Door Beta in my deck, and I want to say, oh, well, I've got this, I don't know, I mean, I'm going to pick a random card, but I have this Abigail in play. I know I have two in the deck. Or a Sneak Door Beta. I have a Sneak Door Beta in play right now. I can say, boom, Sneak Door Beta is now, like, they've got Ice over Archives, Ice over HQ. Let's get rid of Sneak Door Beta, search my deck for Abigail, put it in play, and I've only paid one click and only one credit because I've got the 4 credits back from Sneak Door Beta, which is awesome. But the question is, what is it like when I look at like the overall value, even if I have Career Fair, is that in and out better than, I guess in that case, relying on RNG? I want to say yes, but now it's, okay, how many times am I going to strictly go for the Sneak Door Beta and having to utilize this card to sack Sneak Door for Abigail? Like, is it likely or possible or that I would actually find Abigail through other means?
You only need to use it as many times until you get to 7 agenda points.
You're right, though. I mean, yeah. I mean,
oh
yeah.
my god!
And if using it gets you to the 7th agenda point, it's a pretty damn good card.
Well,
right.
No,
So I guess
if one game out of 100 it gets you the 7, I would.
Hey
but
man.
basically that's my only contention.
Sometimes we copycat pass an archer and win the game.
Oh my god!
I don't like the fact it costs a click.
I feel like removed from the game is pretty significant. Like,
yeah, right. Like I want to be able to do some. I want to be able to do it on the fly.
Yeah, well, then play Shaper.
No.
You're not. Then don't play Criminal.
Okay. What I will say, the last thing I'll say about Rosetta Stone from my pieces is, I think that this works really well if you want to build out the Century only breakers, and then either move to them or move from them at one point in the game. For everyone saying that like cash is really good with Rosetta Stone, I would like to remind you also that while that is true, that means caches do not get to ever get Deja Vu back after they're used with Rosetta Stone. Like, it's an actual remove from the game effect. So if you're going to do that, you're going to play cash, you're going to say, I remove from game to install another program, so it's a tutor, and I get the credit, but now cash is done. You will never get it back for the whole game. Century only
But
breakers.
cash got the breaker you need to allow you to keep applying pressure with Criminal.
That's true. That is true.
And cash made you money and gave you a 1 credit discount on the breaker you installed off Rosetta Stone.
That's true. It did do that accurately.
And you didn't spend the influence on Deja Vu's.
True.
Just throwing it out there.
It's a weird card. Like I want it to be good, but I don't know. I don't even know if I play other programs that aren't icebreakers. And if I that's even the weird thing. If I only ever play icebreakers, then I only ever need to play Special Order for real.
Hollis, and right, man. Century only breakers. That's where I'm telling you. This is the go-to for it.
Yeah. All right, we ready? So where do we drop it? Okay, let's keep moving.
I was sorry. I would put it as I'd put it as below average. But I hate cards. I hate Netrunner cards. All cards that aren't the best cards are bad.
You just like the pack and the little story that comes with it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The pack itself, I mean, like the clamshell.
Do people read those? I thought those were toilet paper.
Boom. Hey, adjusted matrix.
Hey, how about that adjusted matrix?
I have an embarrassing story about this card.
No, okay. Well, hold on. Let me describe it, and then you can tell it.
I'm really surprised that a card like this took as long as it did to come out. A modification.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like delays.
No.
Hardware mod, install 5 influence 2. Install adjusted matrix on icebreaker. Host icebreaker gains AI, and click break ice subroutine. All right, Hollis, you can tell your story.
So let me just state that it should be obvious to those of you that aren't dumb like me, but basically adjusted matrix does not make every ice become a borrowed piece of ice. I played a game recently where I was playing with adjusted matrix, and it was on a Deus Ex because I was doing highway robbery, playing highway robbery. Those of you that don't know, this is a deck that utilizes Deus Ex as the primary breaker and uses adjusted matrix and E3 feedback. So because Deus Ex is at 10 strength, you can say, oh, perfect, like I'll just spend a click from adjusted matrix, spend credits from E3, and I'm in every server no matter what. So I messed up, and I attached this to another piece of ice, or icebreaker, and I imagined in my head every ice became a borrowed. So I was like, easy, like click and credits is like E3. And when the game was over, my opponents and friends that were watching had the great luxury of explaining to me, hey, I think you did that wrong. Not all ice are borroweds. You still have to match the strength of the ice you interact with. And I was like, oh, well, I should learn to read Netrunner cards. Because that greatly affects what I think about this card.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, don't be a dummy. Don't be a dummy.
So what you're saying is this card is great.
You know what? I actually don't think it's garbage.
No.
It's just weird.
I don't think it's garbage either. But with the with E3 and some other options on the table, this is just blah right now, right? Like E3 is going to be cycled out.
It will be cycled out, which makes it like when that happens, this card does become quite a bit worse. Quite a bit.
Cool. So where would you drop it for right now?
I'm so rude. Below average.
James,
I think this card only works. Actually, I don't know. I feel like this card only works in a very specific set of like cards. Like you have to use something like Deus Ex and E3 with this card. So actually, you know what? I would call it bad. I think.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I saw Chris was like, play this on Endless Hunger.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's funny.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pricey,
I feel like putting it in below average too. That's where I think it drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pricey, man. It's pricey.
But, I mean, it's for AI, so that's fitting, right? AI stuff should be expensive. It's not supposed to be efficient. That's how it's supposed to balance.
Not for a mod.
Yeah.
Not for some aftermarket stuff here, man.
Yeah. So, all right, we got it.
What?
Yes.
So we're dropping it in below average. Where would you put it in below average, Hollis, on that list?
I might say the top.
Yeah, I would put it probably right under Karos.
Really?
Would you put it above Karos?
I was thinking right at the tippity top.
Yeah, I think actually it's fine. I think it's fine below Karos. Sorry.
All right.
I just looked at Biomodel Network and I was like, yeah, this card's better than that.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, let's go in some other mods. How about dedicated processor? Hardware mod, install 2, influence 3, install dedicated processor on a non-AI breaker. Host icebreaker gains 2 credits plus 4 strength.
Yogg. Y'all,
Yeah.
anything. I mean, like, what do you want? Like, I don't, what?
Yeah, Yog, it seems pretty gross. Because then it's just like 2 credits and 2 credits. I'm in there, dog. So,
Wait, what is this? Is this a DNA tracker? That's cute.
yeah, I'm
That's
past that. I'm over it.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, this one, I mean, between the mods, this one feels better than
Because the price, man.
Just the Matrix. Yeah, you're right. I mean, 2 to install sounds a lot nicer. And then getting that better credit swing to pump and break, especially if you put it on something that keeps strength. Like, even if you slap this on, like, a Gordian Blade or something like that. I mean, hell, couldn't you also just put this on, like, I don't know if it'd be worthwhile, but you could use this to turn a stealth breaker and then not necessarily having to have stealth credits.
Yeah, no, you could. You're absolutely right.
I think this one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is bottom of good for me.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Think about Inti.
Yeah.
Inti comes in for 0, and then you can say, all right, so
Boost it.
I spend 2 credits, and now this card is a 4 strength, maintains the strength the whole run. Like,
this changes the game for a lot of breakers that have been passed over the years because of the boost criteria where it was a shitload to boost.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like right away, 2 credits for 4 strength.
It's pretty good.
Plus whatever the base is, you know, like
that's 2 credits Hollis will happily spend.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's where he's getting value.
Value. Sorry.
So yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with it being good. I think it's good.
Just give it a thought.
Wow, we all agreed on that. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do think it's good. Yeah. Like any of the efficient breakers, right? The mimic, or the Yogg, or the Inti, like anything at a low cost.
Think more outside the box. Old school, one of my favorite breakers. Now I can pump a Morning Star.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, you could.
You could also probably play with this also on like those weird breakers that bounced off like MU, like how much MU you had. I mean, some of those weird like triggered breakers give you some ways to kind of play around with it. There's lots of things you can play around with this. So it's cool. I dig it. It's a good mod.
Actually, let me look for a second what we have in...
Was that Sage? Something like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's good on that, but yeah. What you checking out?
What are we having good? To me, the Mercs. Son of a...
Yeah, sorry, those Mercs are dumb.
I was going to say, I think maybe...
It's better than Network Exchange.
Yeah.
I think it's just below the Mercs.
It's not better than Mercs.
Yeah.
You know what? In a vacuum, it is, but just the ridiculous shit that people are going to pull with Mercs. Man, damn it. I want dedicated processor to be great, but we'll see. I have hope. I have hope that can move to a great card. I think that's got great value in Shaper.
Yeah.
I do. I think that might be the unsung hero.
Unsung hero.
Someone's really going to find something, you know, like I said about the, you know, pumping a Morning Star, or putting that on one of the unsung breakers. That's just going to make it so good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rip me to the next
ready?
one. Yeah.
Inversificator.
Whoa.
Program, Icebreaker, Decoder, install 6, Mim 1, Strength 2, Influence 3. The first time you pass a piece of ice each turn in which you used Inversificator to break all subroutines, you may swap that ice with another piece of ice. 1 credit, break a Codegate subroutine, another credit, +1 strength. And just for the record,
drop dedicated processor on this and pump the hell out of this.
Yeah.
What hell is going on with this artwork?
I knew you were gonna say that too.
Yeah, I don't know what this is actually. What is this?
Like, what are they trying to show this being? I don't know.
I don't want to tell you. Let's just move on.
Yeah. That's just can't. What?
It's just a belly button. Let's leave it at that.
Is it? I don't.
Someone's pouring paint into a belly button.
That's what you see.
No, but
Is that lightning?
yeah.
What? It's just no. I don't
So-
know what's happening.
I don't get behind the whole swap ice stuff. Never have.
Whoa. Swapping ice is fun.
Yeah, if you like that, then just use Surfer.
So obviously the biggest benefit here is that it combos very well with Kit, so that you can say whatever like if you have 2 pieces of ice, you can say
Yeah, if they try and stop you, right? A lot of Kit love come in lately, huh?
yeah.
So far late after her release.
Yeah. So anyway, so off this card, how do you feel? How does this card make you feel?
Doesn't make me feel anything. That's why I feel it's average. It's just blah.
What about you, Hollis? How does this card make you feel?
I feel like it's pretty much only good in Kit.
Okay. Which means you would rate it as
Bad.
Bad. Wow. Bad. Okay. All right.
So is Kit a high tier ID? Does this card make Kit a high tier ID?
Is Kate still in the game?
Bam! There you go. We have our answers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you mean Ray?
Oh, so
No.
zing, zing. Anyway, so yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if I feel this card's bad.
It's
God, it's so expensive though. 6 credits.
hey, that's 3 cheaper than a torch.
And it's strength 2, 1-1.
Same.
You have to break all the subroutines. I don't know. I mean, I would be willing to go with average.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 1-1 is good, right, for code gate stuff.
Yeah,
For 6?
No, but I mean it's base.
but you're getting the other effect.
You want it, like I said, you want to pay 3 extra credits for a torch.
But the thing is, right, is it does give you the ability like to move stuff out of the way because you can swap. So if you then want to try to, if there's like an expensive code gate versificator, you have to pay that extra price once, but then you can shift it to a place you're no longer wanting to run. So then hopefully swap it with something that's cheaper, so then you can make return runs a lot less expensive. Because code gates are usually one of the most taxing things to have to pay for.
Yeah, but if swapping ice was still such a crazy thing, more people would be doing it with Escher.
Yeah, but one, Escher is super influence heavy, and
You don't even see
Shapers
it in
with,
faction.
well, it's true. I mean, you used to see it in stealth decks before stealth got such a better variety of cards and things to trigger and fire stealth credits. When stealth was a lot harder to come by, that's mostly what you would see Escher for, was the line things up that was easier for you to pay for, where you didn't have to burn through your stealth credits so much. But that was it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. I think like bottom of average is probably where I would put this card.
Bing, bing, bing. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I'm not going all the way to bad like Hollis is.
Yeah.
I would put this artwork in terrible, but I can't. I'm not reviewing. Oh, I should. What is up with this? Anyway.
Give me the neutral.
Yeah, let's do it. Is that Dadiana? Shit, I'm butchering this name. But anyway, this neutral. Resource connection. Install 0. Influence 0. Oh, it's free.
Chacon.
When your turn begins, gain 1 credit if you have fewer than 6 credits. Okay. Whenever you have 0 credits, you trash this resource connection and take 3 meat damage.
Oh.
I don't know about that. No, not feeling this. So try Moff. You could just keep hitting over and over again.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say
Now, granted, nothing negative happens to you here when this card goes away. But if you ever hit that 0 credit, or you need to get 0 credits to get through something, or spend all your credits, then you have to be like, oh, cool. Well, can I take 3 meat damage? No.
Yeah, whenever, right? You hit it.
Yeah.
Right.
Nope.
Like
Yeah.
I used the shit out of Trimoff till it burned me one time.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think most people will do it with this this guy too. I think you'll put him in your deck and you're like, oh, look at how he's doing. Look at how he's doing. I just won a game. And that 3 meat is going to hit you when you don't want it to hit you.
Yeah.
You're going to be, on the bubble, trying to push into the top cut. And you're going to walk away with your...
you're gonna pay the piper.
Yeah. You're
gonna not pay attention and be like, oh wait, I got a glory run with like 2 cards in hand. I guess I could down to 0. No, like that will happen.
Yeah, or the court player is gonna like ash you with just enough to bring you to 0 credits. Troll you super hard. Yeah. Anyway, let's put this card in bad. Sorry, that's where I would put it. Sorry, Hollis. Do you agree or disagree?
Are you ever gonna play this card?
No.
Terrible. The card's terrible.
All right, Jameson. Do you put it in bad or terrible? I put it in bad.
I put it in bad because I'm foolish enough that I might play it once or twice.
You won't though, but you won't. You won't do it. I guarantee you won't do it.
What kind of guarantee? Like a George Foreman guarantee or a...
Wow. Man, that grill though is on point though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
Can we go bottom of bad?
Yeah.
I'll accept bottom of bad. But it's, man, like even just the first ability isn't that great. I don't know how many times I have less than 6. And then yeah, I don't know. That's just so...
Now hold on a second. Sorry. I was looking through some of the comments, and I think someone said they thought this card was awesome in Nasir, and I hope they weren't. Do you realize the interaction is Nasir makes you lose all your money? And then you gain... Yeah.
Take 3.
Yeah.
Like, Nasir would be like...
Don't play this in Nasir.
Yeah. You will lose. You will keep taking 3 damage.
I mean, unless you just don't want to like concede your game, you just want the game to be over. Then you just be like, play this, go down the 2 cards, run, corp res piece of ice, GG.
I'm surprised this is not an influence.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Are you?
Yeah.
Why? Just to make it even worse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just because sometimes stuff that where they have these influence cards that you're like, they're so niche that then they drop influence on it, right? Like Oracle May, Donut. It seems like this guy should have influence on it because he's in that niche world and he just fits along.
He just wants to kill you.
Ah, my God.
God. All right. Let's flip to the corpse side.
Yeah.
We're done.
Do it.
We're done.
Do it now.
Boom.
All right. Here we go. We're starting off with the old HB. Next, Opal.
So this is the corporation mark. This is the time that, we pause and have a word from our friendly local sponsor. So if you'd like to sponsor us, you could be in.
Yeah.
Next, Opal. Hollis, what?
All right.
What's going on here in the Opal?
Opal. Next, Opal. Ice. Code Gate Observer. Next is also another subtype of it. Res 4, Strength 3, Influence 1. Not once. Next Opal gains subroutine. Install 1 card from HQ, paying all costs, for each rezzed piece of next ice. What?
Yeah, man.
Hello?
Install a card from HQ, paying all costs.
I mean, what? Hello? I don't understand. Like,
You wanted next ice that's not going to rotate out when the rotation
wait a
hits?
minute. Let's talk about it, though.
Install all the cards, paying all the
Because
costs.
let's look at the res and strength ratio that you know I love. That's my favorite. This
What
card
are you
is
talking
4
about?
res and it's exactly 3 strength.
And what type of ice is it?
A code gate.
Garbage.
Correct
Like
answer
So-
was
FG
observe.
learned time and time again to keep doing. Like, why does this keep happening?
Throw it on the ground.
Yes. The question you have to ask yourself about this card, maybe, now I know that it boosts other next size, is you have to ask yourself, if this card costs 1 to res, do you still rationalize it as a code gate that's 3 strength? Like at a 1 res 3 strength piece of ice, is this card part of the conversation now in the next ice deck?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes, if it's res for 1.
If it's res for 1. All right, so compared to the existing next ice, you'd play this over bronze, silver?
No, I wouldn't play it over. I'd play it with it. I mean, it's only giving you more next ice to flush it out. I think it's doing more work boosting the other stuff than it is doing for itself.
And that,
I think Loki, which came out in the next pack, is a better option for next decks than Next Opal is. Of course, Next Opal may be one of your only options after some of the next size rotates, because some of it's, I think, like 1 or 2 of the types is going to rotate out. So you might be stuck having to play with Next Opal in order to get enough next to start trying to stack up. So if you want to keep playing next when rotation hits, you may have to stomach it and play with this pile of garbage. Next garbage. Next dumpster.
Strong words.
Yeah.
is he wrong though?
It's all-
'Cause I don't know if he's wrong though. Like, I don't think he's wrong though. I think this card. What? I don't think he's wrong. Hello.
Wow. What have we?
And it
done?
costs 4.
What have we
It has the
become?
audacity to cost 4.
It has the audacity. Get back
Like
in
the
pack,
audacity of this card to cost 4 credits.
Yeah. If only you could change it into a century.
Jesus.
Opal. Put 2 advancements on it.
Yeah.
Where's it go then? I don't want to.
I would put it below Next Wave 2.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. I still think it's better than Traffic Analyzer.
Whoa.
So,
Whoa.
I'll let you figure it out, Hollis. Trust your judgment on this one.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Jameson. Put this shit on the table where it belongs, please. Put this on the table where you know this card. Chad, if anyone disagrees this card is terrible, we need to have a private conversation at Gen Con about the state of Netrunner.
Yeah.
You don't think-
I mean, we just had someone ask what's worse than terrible. So, I think...
Like,
Just put it off
I
to the
don't know.
side here.
yeah, sorry.
Oh man, I don't.
But hey, let's get to something that's looking a little bit better. Why don't we move on?
I don't know about you guys.
Get to Bioroid Work Crew. You ready?
I don't think it is as bad as you guys are making it out.
you don't think so?
No.
4 cost, 3 strength,
It can
code
go,
gate.
It can,
Hey.
it can go up at least a tier.
Look, man. Hey, here's the best thing. It can gain. You could have like 6 pieces of next dice. It can gain all the subroutines at once. The problem is, it's still only through strength and a code gate.
Yeah, and it can only install, like, okay, so let's say for example, you have 4 next ice res, 5 next ice res. You can only install so many cards from HQ.
Yeah, but I'm still. I know. That's what I said off the top, right?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like I'll let this fire. So you can install 5 cards out of your 4-card hand in HQ.
Pay
Go.
all the costs.
Yeah, like yeah, you pay all the cost. What is happening? Why?
No, I just think it should just be
What?
bad because of the synergizes better with the only saving grace it has is that it's next and that it's boosting abilities on other ices.
No.
Icy.
Ices.
Ices.
All right, we're gonna keep on moving.
Tell me about the
We're gonna let's talk about this Bioroid work crew. This is an asset, Bioroid, Res 2, Trash 4, Influence 4. Trash, install 1 card, paying all costs. Use this ability immediately after playing an operation.
I'm so done with this install paying all costs and Hasbiroid jargon.
So this card's pretty neat. I've already seen this played against me in freaking like Turtlebacks decks and stuff like that, where they just load them out and then they do an operation, trash it, put something else down, click efficiency, and making a bunch of money, doing HB, silly, stupid HB stuff. Yeah, it's another asset card that does neat stuff. You know, HB is really stretched for this.
I have a friend, John Chambers, who is a local player with me, and like he's been playing an HB Fast Events deck that tries to use this card to the best of its ability to Fast Events agendas. Now, I will say, like, if you've never played against like the Jeeves decks before, you know that like with very few credits, because of like Shimmer from Sansan, Bodic Labor, and Jeeves, they can score at a very low credit threshold.
Yep,
and
you can just biotic trash this, put the agenda down, right?
Exactly, and I feel like that is like that's one of the largest advantages. Like, because even when if he spends a turn, if I can't trash Jeeves, and on his turn he's like, well, I res Jeeves and I'll gain 3 credits. Last clip gain 4. Then even sitting at 5 or 6 credits, I'm like, okay, he can score next turn. Like, no question. At 6 credits, he can score because he's going to be able to say Bodic Labor, putting him down to 2 credits, install a card up to 3, and now he does the shipment and advancement and all kinds of other things. So I feel like this card aids in that combination of like that series of cards. Now, I felt like, and looking at other Jeeves decks, they had enough tools at their disposal to already do this pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
This go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, just as a side tangent to that. That's why I feel like there's enough stuff going on right now that's install a card paying its cost.
Right, and like the one thing I've noticed, especially playing it, now granted, whenever I've encountered...
You got next Opal. I've got no cards left to install.
The way I felt about it, now granted, every time I've played against a deck like this, it's been with Wizards, so I've been hugely advantaged because I can trust the cards efficiently. I kind of feel like if the deck consists primarily of 3/2s, for the most part, then you sort of, while the combination of cards helps you score out the 5/3, I feel like it may not be necessary 100%. Like, I see the benefit there of having work crew there. I'm not 100% certain it's a card that's necessary in that kind of a build. I think that you can build the deck just utilizing the standard, subliminal messaging, Bodic Labor, efficiency committee builds, or what have you. I feel like it's still very doable.
But it's a nice other option to have in the deck to try to enable.
Do you know what's nice about it is the trash effect. So you can do it anytime.
Yeah, instant speed.
Yeah, I mean, but that's it, right? Like, you're trashing the card, you're rezzing it for 2, and then doing it's basically it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably put this card somewhere in like above average, or probably to the bottom of above average.
Done. I feel we're sorting through a very mediocre group of cards. I mean, I'm not. I'm not impressed. Like,
What's
this is probably my most blasé pack I've ever seen.
Well, hey, if you think that's blasé, just wait until we get to Ag Infusion, New Miracles for a New World.
Oh, God. Tell me.
Hold on to your butts. Here comes a new miracle.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam Jackson.
Yeah. All right. Identity Division, deck 45, influence 17. Once per turn, instead of rezzing an approach piece of ice, you may trash it to choose another server. The runner is now running on that server and encountering the outermost piece of ice, if any. Long and short of it, you've probably played against one of those, hey, look, you're running into an Excalibur deck. That's pretty much the main thing I've seen Ag Infusion decks do right now, is just funnel you into an Excalibur and play like a variant, like another kind of more obnoxious version of what like RP used to do. Look, it's already put Jameson to sleep. He's done. He's done with it.
No, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Hollis, what do you think?
Yeah, Hollis. What do you think?
Like, it's 17 influence.
Well, I think that's that's the best part about the card.
Yeah, oh happy day there, right?
Right.
But again, it's like once per turn. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. Right, so instead of rezzing an approach, I feel you're gonna run out of tricks sooner or later. Like, to me, this is not the style of Jinteki that I find interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's another variation in the faction,
right? And I feel to pull. I feel when you look at the Jinteki card pool, and every time I've, you know, that you don't need to be ice heavy unless you're playing the old school replicating perfection or a Polana Glacier, right? Like this. If you want to play a form of Glacier, just go play those two, and then you know, ice up your deck. But you're gonna have to have a lot of extra ice in your deck that you're willing to be cutting to do all these tricks. And how long are these tricks gonna last for?
Yeah, hey, but what if I told you there was a really cool HP card that only cost you 1 influence that would let you take not 1 but 2 cards from your archives? Maybe it's ice. Who knows? Crazy. And then you put them back in so it can help you recur ice if you're trashing to trigger Ag Infusion's ability.
You still don't have me sold.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I think I played a little bit with like 1 or 2 variations on this ID. I think it's neat. It's cool. There's definitely some really cool decks you can build. I'm in the same boat kind of as you, as it's not the style of Jinteki I like to play. But people who like stuff in that RP vein, this is another outlet for them to try to play decks similar to that. It can be a little tricksy with the way the timing windows and stuff work on it, because the runner is already in the approach. So there's some nice little things you can play around with it. I mean, I think for me, yeah, and it's also because of the redirect, it can mess up like directional run events and things like that are focused on certain servers. There's cool little tricks this ID can play. I think this is an average ID. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but there's good decks you can build with it. But it's all in the deck building and how smart you are with the ID ability. Because I think this ID also requires good play to get good effects out of it.
You got anything to add, H?
Someone made the point that I was thinking of as soon as I read this ID, is that like there's some unique advantages to like event effects, like event run effects, where you can say no, you're not gonna give me this time. No more siphon, no more Maker's Eye, no more legwork. We're moving that over here and stopping that right now. The question I have to ask myself is like, you know what? Let me focus on Siphon, actually. In the case of Siphon, I feel like the effect is so powerful and it's so swingy, to where they may rationalize, even just having this work only in those instances, make it very, very good. But after that, after I do that portion, there's still a game to play. So after I stop getting siphoned, and after I stop the Maker's Eye or the legwork, there's still the rest of the game that I have to play as Jinteki, which is, am I going to do Glacier? Am I going to do some sort of weird fast events thing? What's the plan? And I think the only thing that Jinteki, or am I going to try to kill you? And I feel like that's where you're going to have like the biggest issue, is that like after you stop the siphon spam or the whatever the spam is, the deep data mining spam, you now have to play the rest of the game where you're trying to win. And I'm like, can Jinteki do it? Can they make a Glacier deck that's good enough to win past Rumor Mill, or a deck that'll kill you that's better than Wayland or MBN, or a fast events deck that's better than existing MBN or HP options? I don't know. And is being weaker at either of those like main things that are part of Netrunner, is that worth stopping the siphon spam pretty regularly? Which I think is a valid argument. I think that being able to say, siphon? Nope, not today. Over here. Thanks. Is pretty good. And that actually may make up for you losing those games where you would try to do one of those archetypes and they don't pan out.
Yeah, you do have to make sure that you have unresed ice on the server that they're trying to trigger the effect. Because if you do res all your ice and you don't have an unres piece, you can't trigger the ID ability.
I just think it's such a handicap, some of the clauses in this thing. I haven't really wrapped my head around it, but the once per turn, I don't think it needed to be once per turn.
I definitely could see some balance things where they would need to do it, because I think you could get situations where you could like multi-stack something and you have a lot of ice to cycle, where if you're trying to go for like the game win score, like I have 2 or 3 pieces of ice and then I install advance, I can redirect you 3 times.
Okay, in that scenario, I guess. But I feel like your ice would have been so grouped together anyway that there's going to be a hole somewhere else.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Like if you want to take your ice and then throughout the game you start stacking it up on a remote server, well, at one point when you're at the middle of your achieved agendas or something score, and I run there and you're burning that down to stop me from getting in, well, you're still going to have to build it back up with ice again. Or if all your stuff is there, well, let me just go over to one of your centrals.
Yeah, but if you get in a situation where like you've got a Nisei scored and you have a server that has a Caprice on it, you know, and you're in like one of those install advance situations, it's better for the runner and also I think the game experience to know that they can only do the auto redirect one time, Nisei you another, and that still potentially gives you 2 chances through Caprice games to try to get into the server. As opposed to if they had ice and they wanted to redirect you every single time. It's just because there's nothing you can do against that effect. You don't have any way to counter or stop it, so I think they wanted to make it like a limit 1. And also, if you could do it a bunch and you had like a really nasty piece of ice resident on one server, like every single, I mean, I do agree that it is taxing on your ice. Like eventually you can't kill all your ice to trigger the effect, so it does have a finite number. But late game, the ability to trigger it multiple times would have been a little too disgusting, I feel. Anyway, I think this should land an average. Like for me, I feel like it falls just under Jemison.
Really?
And
at the top?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good ID. I mean, I don't think it's good. I think it's a high-ranking average ID. I think the decks that you can make with it are good decks.
Hollis?
Yeah.
I respect that, actually. I actually do think that is okay.
Oh my gosh.
I think that okay. I think that
The one time I want you to
I thought about but here's the deal. I thought about Siphon Spam, and when you think about it, like think about how many decks like utilize Siphon Spam right now. Like throughout Netrunner, how many decks utilize Siphon Spam? How many decks will utilize Siphon Spam? This is an ID that gives you 17 influence. It's Jinteki. It already has. You can do Glacier, like someone mentioned in chat with Jinteki, and then it says you can basically just wait and play it out and say Siphon. No, you're over here. I'll trash. Go ahead. Same old thing, Siphon. No, you're over here. I'm not like basically. There's very few instances you get in Netrunner as the corp to be like, no, runner, you don't do this. You don't get to do this. And this ID directly gets to do that. Like, imagine even one time on your turn as corp, the runner goes Siphon, and you say, nope. No, you're not siphoning. I move you over to where now you're running on this pack campaign. Sorry. Like, to me, that's actually even that happening one time changes the game.
I mean, look if you had somewhere else, like just hypothetically, like a res DNA tracker or a res Chiashi.
Right.
Because they can't jack out when you redirect them.
That's true.
Because they're past that point in the window. So now if the runner thinks about what server they're running on, if they're running on a server that has an unres piece of ice, do they get to go through, or do they get redirected to this expensive piece of ice that they have no choice now but to pretty much like pay through or hit? It's cool.
Well,
all right. You ready? You ready to keep moving? Yeah.
I'll say again, you haven't influenced me.
All right. Well, let's go on to the old Bamboo Dome. This is an upgrade in region Res 1 Trash 2 Influence 3. Install only in the root of R&D. Click. Reveal the top 3 cards of R&D. Secretly choose one to add to HQ. Return the others to the top of R&D in any order.
I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
I think for the investment that you're putting in of 1, and if you're clicking for card draw anyway, which I feel like it's okay in Jinteki because you're pacing it out. This is all right.
Yeah, I think this falls better in the cost. Like initially, and I think we're spoiled because a lot of things we've been used to seeing, where you'll look at Trash 2 and you're like, oh man, that sucks. That's so easy to get rid of. But then you look that it's actually a pretty good ability, and that's probably how upgrades and assets with good abilities should be lower trash costs. But in order to remove them faster.
But what's really cool is it's got that mind game protection built in, right? It's in the root of R&D, and you've just put something on the top.
It's neat. My only concern is I feel like it'll battle for deck slots, but I don't feel like it's a bad include if it makes the cut. I mean, it's a click. You can manipulate, put a card in the hand, allows you to kind of do like a quick search for something. You can readjust. You don't get the pull from hand like some of the other like effects that I've seen some of the Jinteki operations do, but it's not bad.
This will be cool when Jackson kind of like I know it's not a crazy Jackson effect, but it's Jackson with a twist for Jinteki.
With the twist?
With a twist. I dig it. I think this is above average for me.
I don't know if I'm on that high with it, but to me, I think it's an average card. I could almost go below average with it, but high below average. My problem is I feel like it's fights for deck slots. I feel like you have a hard time finding out how you include this in the deck in Jinteki.
But
a little bit of card manipulation is not bad.
No, but I don't like giving the runner that info. Like, you reveal the top 3, you choose one, add the other 2 back in any order that you choose. It's like, I'm basically showing the runner 3 cards. Hey, in the next 3 cards, either the top 2 of my deck or one that's in my hand, I have anything. Like, imagine God forbid, you do like something horrible happens.
3 agendas.
Or like any combination thereof. Like imagine what happens if, because I mean you secretly choose the one, right? But imagine what happens if you draw 2 agendas in like an asset. The runner has a guaranteed score if they go run R&D trash, run R&D agenda, or run R&D agenda. Like there's nothing you can do. Like any bad RNG makes this card way worse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's fair to say with any card, I guess. But like this feels
True.
but this feels so like scary to me. Because I mean, you could say, look, 2 hedge funds and an IPO, whatever. Like,
yeah, the reveal part is what makes it kind of like, eh.
Yeah, that obviously holds it back, but Jiteki ain't never been scared about revealing shit before.
The old celebrity gifting, showing off all your danger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm still gonna lean it towards the below average part of the spectrum.
I'm gonna call it bad.
Hollis is calling it bad.
Call this card bad.
Yeah.
Gonna do it. Gonna do it. Don't yell at me.
So
No, it's cool, man.
where does that sit then, Corey? You're the master average outer.
I would say that would put. Where would you put it? You would have put this in good.
No.
Okay, where you would put this in above average?
I thought bottom of above average is where I was sitting.
Okay, if you're gonna say bottom of above average, I think it would probably go mid to top of below average, with the averaging. All right.
Yeah, I feel like if we go down the list, you guys are just gonna say it's worse than any of those cards in there. So I'll just put it at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Well, now let's go to a good upgrade. Old Ben Musashi. God, this card. Upgrade clone Res 1 Trash 3 Influence 2. Each time the runner accesses an agenda from this server, he or she must suffer 2 net damage as an additional cost in order to steal it. This applies even during the run on which the runner trashes Ben Musashi.
Oh my god.
Yep. I will put this in good. I think it's a good card. I've played a lot with it in some PE builds. It's a lot of fun.
What?
This is like what they wanted Strongbox. This is how you make a good Strongbox.
Exactly.
So, what's the
I'm fighting it
The
into
Obokata.
I'm fighting it into great, Corey.
Okay, I'm not gonna fight you there. I mean, I've had one of my things I've done in the game. Like I've had like a scored House of Knives, and then I've motioned an Obokata, and then installed a Ben Musashi on it. And I just had it there. And if they don't have a film critic, a way to get around it, now it's like they start with a hand of 5 cards. And if I'm playing PE, like they have to draw, and even 7. If they take a House of Knives, it'd go to 6. They would steal the Obokata, take 4, going to 2, take it with Ben. They still die. They have to spend like all 3 clicks, draw, and then end their turn with no cards in hand. It's a pretty nice card. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan.
There you go.
1 for 3.
Yeah, super cheap to res. It's 3 to trash. So, and the thing is too, even if they trash it, they don't ignore the effect. So they still have to deal with it, even if they get rid of them. So he's even like a cool thing to throw in like R&D, HQ. Like you've got so much variety where you can put that you can do work. So for me, he's top of good. I would put him, like me, from our rankings, personally, I would drop him below success and put him above MCA informant. But if anyone wants to vote higher, I'm not going to fight you on it. But that's where I feel like he kind of should drop.
I can see that.
Yeah. I really like the card, though.
It's good.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's good. No question.
You're saying above MCI? MCA?
Yeah.
All right. What's next? Authenticator?
Authenticator. Code gate. Res 2, Strength 4, Influence 1. When the runner encounters Authenticator, he or she may take one tag to bypass it. Subroutine, the corp gains 2. Subroutine, end the run.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I mean,
it's two to res 4 strength code gate. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so it's not immediately written off.
It's crazy. It's crazy how that works.
And it could make itself free if the first sub fires, because the corp will gain 2. So, and then it has an in the run sub.
Fucking next.
So then you put it that, hey, do you want to take a tag to bypass this? Which is usually okay, right? A lot of these MBN decks are fine with the runners taking tags. It's pretty damn good piece of ice.
Yeah. One influence too.
Man, seems pretty cool.
It's fine. Just throw it in Waylon. You're fine.
Yep. Seems pretty good in old Wayland.
I think that's where it sits for me. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's good too.
Hit me up with the next
I mean that costs cost the strength ratio is solid. It's where it needs to be for an impactful code gate. Has 2 subroutines that are both good. And then even yes, it has a bypass effect, but the bypass effect will usually play into your game plan.
So here's my issue though. There's so this is called a good problem. There's so many good NB Ice now that I'm like, how good is this one?
I mean, if you were playing like CTM or like you would play this ice, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. If you were playing Sync, you would play this ice, right?
Yeah.
You got me.
All right. All right.
You got me.
Hit me up.
Jeez, so good.
All right.
How is that one influence? Hello?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
saying. If you
saying,
were playing
man.
Wayland, you would play it, even if you have like a zealous judge. Get out of here.
Tell me what Henry Phillips does.
Oh, I'll tell you what Henry Phillips does. Old HP. He's an upgrade Sysop Res 2, Trash 2, Influence 1. Hey, whenever the runner breaks a subroutine during a run on this server, gain 2 credits if he or she is tagged. I don't think you're going to play with this card.
No.
Yeah, what? I don't understand. This card's not good at all.
I don't like the fact that it's a run on this server.
This feels
that hurts it.
This feels clearly worse than product placement. Am I crazy? No, this is whenever the runner breaks a subroutine.
Yeah.
So it can trigger. Okay, sorry, it can trigger multiple times.
Yeah, but MBN ain't running no glaciers.
Well,
and they have to be tagged.
They have to be tagged.
One influence. It's not super bottom of the barrel because it's one influence, so it's flexible. It's cheap on its 2 cost, but from a usability state, it's shit.
You have to set it up, but I feel like again it's going to run into deck slots. I feel like it's going to have a hard time finding a deck slot.
Yeah,
it's bad, man. It's bad.
So like, if you use it with Data Ward,
MBN's not using sysops.
Yeah, Jesus. If you use it with Data Ward, if it has all the subroutines, you're gonna gain 2, 4, 6. But you spend 2, you only gain 4, and they're gonna trash this.
Yeah, I would put it in bad. I'm with Jameson on this.
Where are you looking?
Probably
Top?
below CPC, over Conde Plaza.
All right, I'm fine.
Maybe bottom of bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is bad.
Wayland's.
All right, the old battlement. Ice Barrier, Res 3, Strength 2, Influence 4. In the run. What? In the run barriers? I thought we were past this. I thought we've done all of them we possibly could do.
No.
What? What?
So,
Yo, this is power creep. Hello?
Yeah, Res 3, Strength 2, 2 in the run subroutines. So Hollis, tell me how this interacts with Paperclip.
They pay 2.
There you go.
Like, I don't... Hello?
Nailed it.
Wait, but maybe instead they have wall of static. They pay 1, I guess. Like, no?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, sure. This exists. This is a card that exists for Wayland.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right. It's power creep, man. It's power creep.
Why the hell is it full influence?
Because honestly, I think it's because Eli is already good and it's 1 influence.
Yeah.
So you
And so it's like you don't. Well, so you don't want to give a lot of these really. Remember in the beginning of Netrunner when we had all these people running the following ice. Everybody was running Wall of Static, Enigma, Bastion, Eli, Chum, because they were all really, really cheap and like had a 4 strength. So they were the best cost to strength ratio. And because of the amount of money it took to break on average versus the cost for the corp, they're trying to avoid the scenario where like the runner always has to pay 2 for a very low cost.
They only want the power creep in Wayland.
Yeah.
Wayland's controls the barriers. They get the barrier power creep.
You get the barrier power creep, apparently.
Yeah, or as Paul stated, that's where the dart landed on the dartboard.
Yeah.
So the die roll.
I have no idea why the influence is like that still. I don't think it... frustrating.
Anyway, where are we dropping this?
I mean, it's very meh, right? Like this shit is.
I think average is fine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that as well. Man, kills me.
But it's I don't know.
It kills me to drop a 5 influence card into average, though,
Like
right?
it like to me the equation on barriers is
influence.
very complex because like you have like in just between Wayland and between like neutral cards, it's like, all right, do you want to just spend 1 credit to break? Well, then you're probably gonna and you're never gonna advance ice. Okay, vanilla instead of ice wall.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, right?
Where
Like,
are you thinking here?
I'm gonna say actually this card, man.
Under
Where you putting Hollis?
under
it.
code wall.
I'm putting under bad.
You want to put it in bad?
I'm putting it bad because you're gonna run if you just want a cheap ETR, you're gonna just go vanilla.
What just
and
happened?
if you want, yeah, like
whoa, you went off the rails. Hold on a second. I don't think it's bad.
I think this is actually bad.
I don't think it's bad.
No.
I think it's bad.
It could be top of below average.
I'm going to stand firm on average. I'll let you two hash out where it goes.
Well, then that means that if you're saying average and bad, and that means it's just below average.
All right, drop it where we want below average.
I just don't like.
I don't think it's below average.
No, Hollis swung that one down there.
So this card costs how much for Paperclip to break?
He swung that down.
2, right?
Sweet Chariot.
This costs 2 for Paperclip to break, right? How much does it cost for Paperclip to break Bastion? And then ask yourself how many times Bastion is included in the deck. I'll wait.
How much does it cost you to res Bastion?
4. But do you think the 1 res cost makes that big of a difference here?
Excuse me? We're playing Netrunner? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Anyway, let's keep on rolling. We're almost at the end of this. Audacity. Hey, you were talking about Audacity earlier. Operation costs 0, influence 4. Play only if there are at least 3 cards in HQ. Trash all cards in HQ. Place a total of 2 advancement tokens on up to 2 cards that can be advanced.
Hey, if you're trying to close out a game, this is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. You don't need any money.
That is true.
Also, you can throw it on your last click if you've got a Jackson. You just Audacity, get 2 advancements, score something, Jackson it right back. Seems pretty damn good.
Yeah. Above?
I would lean it to above average, to even probably good, but I think above average is probably right.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I think it's under the Oberth protocol.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. But hey, you want to listen to a crazy card?
Yes.
How about we get to the old Red Planet Couriers. Operation Triple costs 5, influence 4. As an additional cost to play this operation, spend 2 clicks. Move all advancement tokens from all installed cards to 1 card that can be advanced.
I love it.
Yeah. So if you're playing where you're putting those advancement counters all over the place, and then all of a sudden you just have something face down and you're like, Red Planet Couriers, Magnets scores.
Yeah.
It's pretty adorable card.
I mean, obviously it has to be being played in a certain style of deck, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, in faction, it opens things up for Wayland.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. I'm a fan of this card. I think it's neat.
Triple, by the way. Triple.
Yes, the timing makes it difficult. So I think for me, like, personally, this card probably I feel like this card falls top of average, bottom of above average. I mean, it's a powerful effect if you can make it happen.
I was thinking above average, and I'm just comparing it to what we just saw with Audacity and Shipment from Tenon.
Yeah.
I just like that you can't, like, choose counters. Like, it has to be all of them. It has to be every single one. All of them.
Yeah, man. Look, you score an Atlas with this, you get all the Atlas tokens. Yeah, right. Convert them all to Atlas tokens. You're good, man. You got there.
Above?
It also costs 5. But, I mean, like, this card is
for
good.
Hollis.
All right, so are you dropping a Hollis? You say good? You're putting this card in good?
No, I did not say that at all. I'd put it in a
Above average? Above average Hollis?
Whereabouts?
I put it. I'll. You know what? I'll bend here.
Is it better than the protocol?
I'll put it above average.
Okay. I think it should be just below Audacity.
Yeah.
I think that little group can hang out together. All right, guys. Well, we made it. We're at the final card, and I wish we could end on like an exciting high note, but unfortunately, we're ending with Owl.
You know what? This whole pack, like I said, is just a blah pack, man. Right now.
But wait, hold on.
Okay.
This is an Ice Sentry, Res 2, Strength 1, Influence 0. Add 1 install program to the top of the stack.
What?
What is this?
What?
Yeah, this does not seem good.
This is not what's hot in the streets.
Yeah.
This is not hot in the streets. This is not why I came here. Did anyone else come here for Owl?
Yeah.
Did anyone else come here for Owl? If you came here for Owl, I'm so sorry to disappoint you.
I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Jeez, why am I looking all over for this?
So, if they gear check this, sure, right? I guess. But it's putting on the top of the stack, so you're just kind of making like click, draw, then play it again.
I'm not a fan of cards that put that punish by putting on the top.
But uninstalling a card is good, but
It's not trashing the card.
No.
Right.
Like I would put this card in bad.
Yeah, good. No,
Yeah.
like
no,
I'm saying like
good,
I'm agreeing
bad.
with you. Like yes.
Yeah.
Whereabouts the bottom of bad?
Yes.
You know what entertained me here?
What?
This card said add one installed runner card to the top of the stack.
Yeah.
Because that would mean now this punishes early game cards that get played like Aramaron, Beth Kilring Chang, maybe Temujin Contract, things like cards that basically the runner's gonna, or even SMC because they took a click to install it. Cards very early they're gonna say I install, I run, and I don't really want to spend the money on the breaker. I'll just put it back on top of the deck. Well, I don't want to, or what have you. That means that it's a small tax. It doesn't really change the game. They can just simply redraw back into it. But because it's specified to only programs, like any resources that get installed early, like daily cast, stuff like that, those cards just remain in play. And often you're going to see a lot, like in this meta, you're going to see Mimic. Mimic is played right now, right? Mimic has not stopped being played for since forever.
Yeah.
So I feel like this card,
it's a problem.
Yeah, like this card is going to get. Subroutines in Netrunner very rarely fire, and when they do, it's only because like of a very specific, careful thing. Early game, when this card is out, if you just run naked, this does nothing. Like it doesn't do anything when the runner runs naked, and that's a problem.
It doesn't.
It lets them access the server.
It doesn't do enough with a low strength, to even be on architect level.
Yeah.
Like architect was worth it.
Right. No.
This one here, like I said, I'm not a fan of just putting something on the top of the stack. I'm not, because they're just going to draw into it. It hasn't really bided you that much time.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey guys, we did it. We made it. We made it to the end of Earth's Scion.
Earth Scion was a struggle.
So here's some interesting things. Hey chat, are you guys excited for the next cycle of Netrunner? We've only got 2 more packs till it comes out. What? You don't know what that cycle is yet? Neither do we. And there's only 2 packs left of this cycle, and supposedly rotation, and we haven't heard anything about the next one. Come on, let's get on it. What's the holdup on this news? We're running out of runway here. Runway's getting short. So yeah,
I got nothing else. I got nothing else to add. And like I say, I was pretty underwhelmed by what Earth Scion offered us. For the delay and the hype getting back into the cycle with Earth Scion.
But we did get Ben Musashi. Ben Musashi is a good card.
Yeah. 1 out of friggin' the pack is not the world's best ratio there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hopefully, we saw Blood in the Water did kick it up a lot more.
Yeah, that was a much better cycle.
Yeah, pack there.
Or pack, sorry.
Yeah.
Data pack.
But yeah. But other than that, I'm excited to see what the endings flush out as we conclude all the support for Jemison and Ag Infusion. If you're really holding your breath for Ag Infusion support and good stuff. Thank you very much for bearing with us as we blaze through another top to bottom pack review. It's nice that we're able to roll these into one episode to kind of get back up to speed. Hey, guess what's next? Terminal Directive Neutrals.
That's it. So we got it left right now for Netrunner.
Yeah.
So look to hit that, knock that out. And yeah, sweet. And then we just wait. Then we wait for the next pack.
Closing arguments, Corey?
I'm good, man.
Hollis, do you have something for the people?
In your real talk, you know what? Not tonight. No real talk actually that I have developed yet. Next week though will be different. I will have a large amount of real talk for the people next week.
Oh, even I'm looking forward to that one.
Might be a little ranty next week. We'll see.
Cycle as a whole so far, Hollis?
There's a lot of meh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of meh.
Yeah.
But we still have 2 packs left, so I don't really want to judge it. But the looks feel like the great and good cards. I mean, it seems like a better size for the Corp as far as just above average good and great cards than it is for the runner.
And you know what? I am throwing the shade on Ag Infusion, Wesley.
Yeah.
He
is. He's hating on the old Ag Infusion.
I am. I just think there's really fun IDs in Jinteki, and Ag Infusion is not one of them.
It's cool, man. We all have different play styles.
Get more biotech out there. More biotech.
Needs more biotech.
Needs more biotech. I can't believe it's not biotech. Thank you very much, guys, for staying up, for joining us on these Thursdays. Appreciate everyone, all the familiar faces we see that join us in the chat all the time. Like this video, help us out there. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Follow us on any kind of social media.
Yep.
See us at Gen Con. Gen Con is coming up. We will be there. We are approachable. So
what were you gonna say, Hollis?
Sorry, I do apologize. I hate to interrupt the outro, but someone asked who's stronger right now, runner or corp at the moment, and to me that feels hard to answer because the options on corp side are very like solitaire, but like we know there's a solitaire deck on the runner side also. Man,
I feel like it's corp better on the corp side right now.
I feel
it
corp.
might be.
I feel
be.
the sway is with corp.
It might be, yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of close. I don't feel like it's overwhelmingly in the corp's favor. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
Hey,
corpse.
we will definitely hit up the Ram. The Ram is money. It's one of those places I love to go at least once every Gen Con.
Yeah, Seth, I was going to hit you up, let you know that I am making it out this time. It's kind of a late edition here. But I am excited to see what Gen Con has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk Ass Games, go out to the Ram, pick up their game, do all that fun stuff. My buddy Seth.
Death Cup!
Death
Cup! All right, we play that occasionally. It's so fun.
There's my good deed, throwing it out. Okay, so anybody else good, or can I end it?
Nah, man, I think we're ready to wrap it up.
Thanks again,
everyone. Sorry, I'm sorry. I had to get my thank yous. I apologize. Oh, I'm so inconsiderate being considerate.
Thank you very much. I was waiting there. Guys, we'll catch you next week. We are out. We're done. See ya.
Have a good night, everybody.